श्रीगणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेद वेदांग वेदांत विद्यासारेभ्य एव च। सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये कमललोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षी विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तुते। यदक्षरं पदं भ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवी प्रसीद परमेश्वरी। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। कर्तुराज्ञया प्राप्यते फलम् कर्म किं परं कर्म तज्जयम्। कृतिमङ्गलौ पतनकारणम् फलमशाश्वतम् गतिनिरोधकम्। ईश्वरार्पितम् नेच्छयाकृतम् चित्तशोधकम् मुक्तिसाधकम्। कायवाङ्मनः कार्यमुत्तमम् पूजनं जपा चिन्तनं क्रमम्। जगदीशली युक्तसेवनम् अष्टमूर्तिदेवपूजनम्। उत्तमस्तवादुच्चमन्दकम् चित्तजं जपा ज्ञानमुत्तमम्। So we have seen in this book of instructions for the spiritual seeker, it is a book of instructions as well as the truth itself explained. The road to the destination as well as the destination itself very well explained. If we can just follow these instructions, we have seen up to verse 6, and each of these steps to be remembered, reflected upon, and it is not that we have seen the 6, we have heard, we have understood the meaning, therefore it has happened. That would be ideal. For the Tevra Mokshu, it is said that just by listening about the truth, he grasps it, he gets it, and that much is enough. How come that much is enough? When we hear, oh, So much we have started listening to the Shastras, and we feel as we hear, there are more doubts in the mind, and we seek more clarification. For the one who is very prepared, who is ready, he already has samskaras. Then, for such a person, he just has to be reminded of his true nature. Therefore, simply telling him about it is enough. That jiva simply wakes up. Oh, so he just has to be woken up that way. Therefore, you see, Upanishads, when the Guru is speaking, his instruction, first of all, is to such a mumuksha. He speaks to the highest, he speaks of the highest ones. Listening to that, if the child has understood, if the student has understood, seeker has understood, he gets it immediately. Then the Guru looks at the students and he recognizes that yes, some more explanation is required because not everybody is capable, not everybody is at that level of preparedness. So he explains in different ways. And each of us have to pick up from where we are. We should not be bothered about what was the instruction given to the other seeker and why was that not given to me. Is that one more evolved than me? Usually, what happens is our mind is this way distracted. A purified mind will only think about what he needs to get, where he needs to go. So, all of these instructions right now, what we are seeing is to purify the mind. First of all, we begin with doing karma. Karma is something we all engage in. Bhagavan Krishna says there is not a moment where we stay without doing karma. But we must understand how to perform this karma. We are always taught that we must do something in order to get something. In this world, we have to. So we are taught to do karma and results will follow. So, how to get something from this world, we are taught. And as far as this world goes, as far as this world of matter, it holds, it's a fact. There is relative reality to it. Definitely. If I need to become a graduate and get into a particular profession, I need to go take admission, clear the admission test, do their five-year course, 4-year course, whatever it is, diploma degree. I'll pass the exams and then I am awarded a certificate that qualifies me to get into that profession. World of matter, Laukika Vishaya, it is true, but that is very limited. We cannot apply the same rules in matter of spirituality or our own evolution. That is where the whole discussion of Upadesa Sara begins, isn't it? The rishis say we can get what we want through our own knowledge and actions. Everything can be got, but not moksha, not more. This we must recognize. So anything done in the Laukika Vishaya, done in the world of matter, yes, even there, actually, not everything is in our hands, isn't it? That we have seen now. There are ways to go about it, but that is also dependent on what we said. We call it the luck factor. We said, I was unlucky, somebody was luckier than me, somebody starts favored, all of this we speak of. Since we see that action alone cannot produce the result that we want. And more so matters of spirituality. So then what kind of action should we engage in? Because action is something we cannot do without. Every action that makes our mind free of distractions, filled with an attitude of surrender, attitude of dedication, devotion. This he has prescribed. And dedication, devotion, and surrender onto whom or what? To the highest principle. There is that principle, call it God, Ishvara, or you can give it your own Ishta Devata's name. It is Sri Rama, it is Sri Krishna, it is Vinayaka, it is Anjaneya, it is Parashakti, Mata Saraswati, whoever is your Ishta. All your actions devoted, dedicated onto. So then, see, this is a very beautiful step because as we are taking one step at a time, each one, if it is properly done and completed, will give you new perspective, will enhance your life experiences. You would have learned lessons like that. So doing that, every karma of yours, to dedicate it to the Lord, you know how much time it takes? Not easy. Because we have heard it and we have understood, we are in sync with what is being told. We think we have arrived at it, but not so. It may not be that easy. So we must not give up. So we are doing that, letting go, we say, isn't it? How when you dedicate, an attitude of dedication and devotion, we do not bother about what is the result of our action. Karma phala tyagi we become. We have to. So then there is no question of being bitter after what happened, the result of what I saw, or there is no point of even rejoicing with one because we are holding a prasada buddhi. This is very important. If we have not followed it to its end, we cannot proceed to the next step. We may have information about all the steps. Today, we are seeing an information explosion, isn't it? Every information is at a fingertip. For us to know what is the next step and what one has to do, everybody knows. Who can tell anybody? But truly living that lesson is another thing altogether. It's a very subtle thing. It is something that requires us to remember this all the time. In remembrance and in such dedication, you will see a change in yourself. And the world will say, this person is changing. Why? Because you have become more grounded in that lesson. And you are gaining a different perspective altogether about the world, which was not previously known. This has to happen necessarily. You cannot jump this. So keeping a witness, sakshi bhav, observing, and only focusing on how to correct your own mind, your own thinking. According to whom? According, because I do not have a guru. If I have a guru, then I listen to the guru alone. And when the guru says do, Go right. Guru says this is yellow. You must see, and why is Guru saying that is yellow? You must first of all accept it is yellow, even if you are seeing red. Now, can you try and tell the Guru how it is red and not yellow? Because Guru, you are seeing it from a different viewpoint. Guru, if you have said that this person is like this, how am I not seeing it like that? Our whole idea should be syncing our thought process according to the Guru's thought process. That is what is called sadhana. Most people will fall at your feet physically, saying, I have surrendered. But the thought process, the Guru is waiting when you are going to attune yourself to the Guru. The thinking process is not the same. If Guru is saying north, you are saying south, then it doesn't help. That mind has to be purified even further. So this way, dedication, therefore he says, worship. First of all, familiarize yourself. Sing the glories of that Guru who is standing upon that truth. Sing the glories of that Lord, your favorite deity. Understand his qualities. And why? Because when you know something very well, it is easy to understand and fall in love with that. When you don't know somebody, how can you fall in love with that person? You must love that person. You must love that deity so much that you constantly think about if I had to act this way now in this situation, how would my beloved Lord look at me? Will he be happy? The need to fulfill, please the Lord, the Guru should also be there. That is a purified mind. All this the rishis have not told us, nor is Bhagavan Ramana telling us, or any god for that matter will tell us, because the god needs it. They don't need it at all. They are only trying to help each of these seekers to come to see that truth and lead them on. So you see the way I'm looking at the world, please join me in this, then I will be able to help you. So we have to tune in to the same thinking process. This is Vedanta Vichara. So worshipping develops that kind of understanding and love. The more understanding, the more love there is. The more love there is more understanding. Sometimes if there is no understanding between two people, we say there is a lack of love. Cultivate that love within your mind and think that yes, I can, it is very easy to love a perfect God. We have an image of God who is an epitome of perfection, isn't it? And it's very easy to love such a God. Every way that God is perfect. Everything is nice about him. But what about God's creation? That's why Ramana says, look at the world also. This as an eightfold form of that Lord alone, made up of the five great elements. Every part of creation, iota of creation, is made up of that five elements. Ego is there, intelligence is there, the sun, the moon, and all jivas. Treat them. So, if I can love my God, how can I not love God's creation? There is no question of non acceptance of this world. You see? So any person whom I cannot get along with, the first thing I must look is how can I see my Lord in this person? Because the Lord is there everywhere. There is not a out of space which is not filled by him. Then why am I not able to see? Why am I not able to see? Is because there must be some problem within me only. This is what God wants to teach me a lesson. That he says, because of this mental block, you are not able to see God in everyone. So Bhagavan Ramana is saying, treat this world as nothing but a manifestation. Jagata Ishadi Yukta Sevanam, do Seva, serve the world. This, as each and every one is a reflection of that Lord alone. Then he says how we have to, when he talks of pujanam, how puja you do with the body, japa, speech, and dhyana. Mind alone is employed, which means he is also telling us that something subtler, he is leading us into that. That what is actually, when we speak of that truth, we speak of that self reality, Ishvara Tattva, is not visible to the senses. It is very subtle. So we must proceed to come to recognize the subtle aspect. Anything gross is tangible, visible, known through the senses and the mind. But what about that consciousness? What about that Ishvara Tattvam? It is so subtle. It is so subtle, therefore it can be everywhere. Because the more gross something is, it occupies space and it can be available only in one time, one place at a time. Isn't it? It is limited. But what about consciousness? What about space? Without space, nothing can be there. So space has to be there so that things can be accommodated in it. And how is the space? Space is not seen, it is not visible, you cannot grasp it, but it is there and it allows for everything to be there, in and out. So this is the way. So to recognize this and to understand space requires certain subtlety of the mind because that's not limited by anything. What has limitations can be seen, but what doesn't have, and the self is beyond every limit. So very difficult to grasp that through the mind. What we can do is make the mind very subtle and withdraw the mind from perceiving all gross objects. The eyes are looking for form, and that's the nature of the eyes. The nose will seek to smell things. The ears will listen to various sounds. We must withdraw from paying attention to these gross things and make the mind subtle so that it can grasp something very, very subtle that is not seen by the senses. So Bhagavan also says for that reason we must do japa and then get into dhyanam. Japa, how do we do? Chant. Initially, we can do loud japa. We do loud japa until the mind, we are satisfied in just whispering the japa. And we can still remain calm, steady. We can bring the mind to that level of steadiness without getting distracted. Usually people like to do loud japa, and if it is, sometime early in the morning and you have not had a good sleep, you feel sleepy when you start to just close your eyes and do japa. Usually one falls asleep. 2 minutes one is gone out, not available. So rather than sleeping off, do a loud japa. And as the mind is getting engrossed in it and not going out anywhere, you can begin to do japa in your mind. Up to that it can go softly that only you hear, and then slowly the mind has become so sharp that you don't even need to whisper, use the mouth. No, Shiva is going on. The background music, the mind is just engrossed. It is seeing everything, its eyes open. but not paying attention to anything that's going on, available if required, but not otherwise engaging in anything. Um, Background music is what? Your favorite drama. This way, the mind is purified to grasp subtler concepts of truth and begin to see that which was previously not visible. Hence, this has to be done, which means the mind requires this. After this, we shall see the seventh verse. Ajyadharaya sprutasasamam saralachintanam virataparam. He says, Ajya Dharaya, like the stream, dhara, of what? Ghee, clarified butter, no? Like the flow of the river, this thought flow in contemplation. After japa, when certain steadiness, strength of the mind has been achieved. Now this mind is not distracted. You can get into dhyanam, contemplating. Today, because meditation is available, many techniques are available, everyone wants to go to meditation immediately without understanding whether the mind is ready for it or not. People are very agitated, terribly anxious, upset, disappointed, depressed about their situation, about whatever that is happening in their lives, and they are told, begin to meditate. And not until you are following a guru should you be doing this. Not until your guru has told, start meditating. Because people think this is the new medicine, meditation for stress management. So not under a guru's guidance should a person do this. Such a mind which is not, because that in meditation everything can be amplified. What do you want amplification for? Recognize that. So first of all, you need to put your mind together, so resolve the issues that are troubling. Let the mind become fit enough for meditation, and depending on what, where do you want to get with that? Each of these meditations, there are many, many, many techniques available that readies you and prepares you for a certain meditation, certain mantras have to be dropped so that other mantras and meditation techniques can be taken. And many people don't even know this. They try something for 21 days, somebody has said 40 days, they do that, then they say this has not worked, we will try another technique. What did you want that technique to work for in the first place? Do you know? No, my mind has not. So why is it not settled with meditation? Obviously, meditation was not the answer. Don't blame the meditation technique. Most of us do not know the basics. So here, when the mind is become, what we will say, steady, it's not distracted easily with through the senses. Otherwise, the eye sees something and the mind is going there. The ears are listening to world gossip, world news. And as I'm sitting for meditation, I hear a news in the television or something. And I am, how can this happen? This happened. So my Satya Buddhi is still there in the world, and what the sounds that the ear is grasping. So my mind has not yet become steady in this knowledge of the self, which is beyond all this. So let that be as this. If the mind has become strong and steady, what will the mind say? Acha, that happened. Very good, let it be. It is my time to meditate now. I have something bigger in hand. and I want to get there, after which I will see if I need to pay attention to this. Has your mind, have you reached that stage where it can go to meditation, irrespective of what is happening around you? Very important. This we tend to skip. We pay attention to whatever the mind and the senses tell us about the outside world, and then we say, now it's not the time, Acharya has also said when the mind is disturbed not to meditate. No, all whatever I say, I have to hear. Finally, it comes back to me. Everyone will say, Acharya said this. I said, okay, when did I say that? Yeah, I said it. Fine. You said it's not. So then I was disturbed by the TV. TV sent some sound waves. Huh? If I had not switched on the TV, I would not have known and I'd be ready for my meditation. But what happened? The TV was on, I got it, and then my mind was agitated, I couldn't sit for it. And you told me that I should not sit for it. Therefore, no meditation happened. So what has happened? You have to go within yourself. Okay, where am I then? I allowed for this sound vibration to disturb me. My mind is not yet settled in that truth. The whole idea is always bringing the mind to its proper state within your control, remaining within you to be available for the truth at every moment. This is the sadhana most of us skip on. So as you're listening to that, if your mind was in its place, would have said, that is unfortunate. What we all bring ourselves to. But anyway, I am not the one who has done, nor any one of them who are doing. They don't know. They are all engaged in it. I know I am not Karta, nor are those people the Karta. There is only one Karta, and that Karta will take care of whatever needs to be done. What is my duty right now? What is my job? To serve my Karta. Therefore, I am going back into action. Has the mind come back? Now, see, the contemplation is not whether my karta, the Ishvara, Tattvam, reality is Saguna, Nirguna, Vichara. That is not the thing. The whole idea is bringing it from all distractions. Because he says, Sarala Chintanam is Param. Sarala Chintanam, this easy, effortless bringing of the mind to where it needs to be applied is Sarila Chintanam. It is better than Viralata. Viralata, Viralata is branching out to everything. I'm sitting in meditation, TV is not on, mobile is not on. Very many people sit with, time alarm and all that. One should not be. If you're going to fix your meditation like this, the results of meditation are also going to be very limited and fixed. So I've kept the cooker and I know 15 minutes the first whistle will go. That is when I can get up from meditation and I'll be done. So, half your mind is that cooker whistle going? Have I placed the whistle? Will it make a sound? Is the cooker working properly? So, there is the mind available this way. The man must be able to drop everything and sit down in meditation. For this fixed time, for meditation, people ask, this time is okay? That time is okay? Yes, for beginners, keep a time. If you feel this, yes, this is the time that is most conducive. So why is Brahma Muhurta told as an auspicious time? It's very silent everywhere outside, if you see. Then you feel as though everything is working towards your meditation. So it's beautiful, there is no distraction. So get up in that morning time, and even the mind has not started moving around. The waking state is not fully. Nobody in the world also wants to talk to you right now. In the morning time, nobody wants to get disturbed with it. Many things to be done, isn't it? So then you also can't go out much. Therefore, the mind will be available. So sit down for meditation. So these fixed timings and all help beginner. But idea is what? To remain in this meditation, to make the mind available this way to what is required to be done. Then such a person is truly meditative, contemplative, reflective constantly. And that is the whole idea. Practice it throughout, even when you're working. So when I am cutting vegetables, what am I doing? I'm cutting. How it needs to be done, the mind is paying attention. Not that as I'm cutting, I am answering some phone call. I'm also trying to do, we've all been told, no? Multitasking. We should be great at it. That multitasking can happen after we have achieved all of this much steadiness in meditation, not before that. That is why people are stressed, tired, full of fatigue. Physical fatigue and tiredness is one thing, but to be mentally tired, and that is what is happening to people. So the mind is not available, it is sleepy, it is tired. Why? Because it was distracted. People today, I see more and more so much distraction. That is why we are having all kind of attention disorders. It is very natural because focus is all on the senses and the mind. Even in a conversation, I find people cannot hold on to a single point of conversation. While talking about one thing, they go on here and there of what is not needed. Hey, what were we talking about? Let's just begin with that and keep to that. No. This, that, yesterday, day before, 20 years ago. What will happen 40 years ahead? What are we talking about? Huh? They are so completely distracted and lost, they cannot keep a conversation going straight for more than 5 minutes. This is why writing essays, elocutions, participating in elocution and all in school days was very important. That is what you have to do. Stick to a particular point and write different essays so that you understand. But where did we bother? We wanted to pass the exam. We wrote something. As long as we have cleared, we are happy we have cleared. We have never understood the essence of that. Why should we be speaking, doing public speaking? And I remember people used to be very scared years ago to come in public and make a speech. So there used to be a lot of training, public speakers. Today, nobody is worried about that. I see nobody, hesitates to come in front of the mic. Everybody is ready to take on the mic and they get started like anything. Now the problem is how to stop them. Previously, it was how to make them start. They had starting problems. So we would train them. Now everybody is ready to take. Everybody has some opinion to give about everything, whether they know about it or they don't know about it, unfortunately. So the single pointedness has to be achieved through japa, and that should lead you to dhyana. Dhyana, how? Like a flow of that. Why is he taking this example of ghee, clarified butter, and see when you make that sweet, you call it sugar pak. Huh? How do you test if that thing is ready when you have good ka syrup made or even ghee when you have made it well, it's already ready. You take that spoon and take it up and see if it's flowing in one straight direction, smooth, effortless flow. Then that time you say, "Ah, now it's ready." Isn't it? But what happens if it is falling in jerks and splashing? talk like that, they say, no, something is wrong with it. So our thinking process must be like that, without any jerks, interruptions, and oh, I thought that, now I said this, I didn't mean to say that, I was thinking that, but I did this. This is all jerks and spurts and not smooth, it is not effortless. What we think must be spoken of effortlessly and lead to the action also, and the action performed so gracefully. When action is performed without even speaking and thinking, everyone sees that action and knows what the intention is. It should be like that. But when you see some actions, you are wondering what was the intention, what purpose is it serving. That should not be. This is what we must, this single pointedness is a flittering of the mind. If the mind is going here and there, it cannot grasp subtle truths. Huh? So, this puja, this japa that we do, each must lead to the next higher step. And higher, as we say in the this of hierarchy, as I said before, let us understand where we are. We may be on the third step, but may find it difficult to proceed to the fourth because probably in our life situations we have been thrown into a confused state or an agitated state. Anything can happen, right? In the world, anytime. So something has agitated you. What should you do? Go back, doesn't matter. Go back to the first step. Take the second step, then come to the third if that helps you. But you must be ready to help yourself. Instead of being vain and saying, I am already in the fifth step. I don't need these things. You are not serving yourself. Finally, you might be deceiving yourself. So there is no harm at all. For finally, we want to climb that ladder and reach the top, isn't it? So on seeing the order, one would be inclined to start, but you cannot start there. Like, somebody is hungry, so you make them dosas, you make them rotis. They have one dosa, uh, you have space for another one. Yes, I think I have space. I have the second dosa, feeling good now, but I can still have the third dosa, very good. Please have. Now, what about the fourth? Should I have or no? Now I'm doubting because I'm feeling quite full. I say, with the third dosa, I was full. So that means, oh, three dosas, I get full. Can I jump to the third dosa first? No, it can never happen. Very logical. I will have the third dosa first so that I feel full. You can't do one, two, and three only. Don't ever give up on that one. That one only. Huh? So we must be very. You can't say that eighth roti will satisfy my hunger, so I will have the eighth roti first. You have to go one by one by one by one. One will lead you to the second will lead you to greater fulfillment, and that is how you come to it. So, this strength of mind and unceasing meditation must happen even at work. And this when you do this japa, it centers you within who you are at your being, and then meditation becomes easy. Your focus. Remember, even scientists who are working on the outside world only also become this meditative. If they are this meditative, only will they get revelations that were not available before. Why? Because the mind was not prepared, is not ready. And you see, even scientific discoveries that happen in that flash. I think it was Einstein who said, when I have been thinking of a problem, because you think we do apply our mind, we have to infer, we have to get. If it is of the world, we will get it, but not otherwise. And these scientists are thinking very deeply. So, contemplating on that, he says, when I don't find answers, I leave it at that. I rest completely. That means the mind is no longer seeking anything nor distracted. I go into my silence. The moment I'm in my silence, as a flash, I discover something. The answer is given to me. A revelation happens, a discovery happens. Even scientists work this way. And when they, that flash happens, they say, yes, I got the answer. What has happened here? The mind, our mind is only trained to look outside, and whatever information we have is of the past. So it can only bring about the past and the past experiences, whatever our experiences have been of the past, and then, with that, give you a solution, which is not complete, it is very limited in its own. So when you are looking at something which is beyond all of this, you need to keep this mind quiet. Hmm? So when the mind has become like this, the strength of mind is achieved, and there is this meditation must be on. Like Puja Gurudev would say, meditation is a noun form, it is a state of being. It is not something that you have to do. So this meditator has to be a constant meditator. He should remain in meditation. So he says in the eighth verse, we shall see, Veda bhavana sohamityaso bhavana veda bhavani mata. As we get it, the mind is ready, and with the strength of the mind, one is now in that contemplative state. Here, he says, it is better to contemplate on the non dual self. It is better than duality. What is duality? Duality is I am here, the meditator, or the seeker of the truth, and there is the object of my meditation, and that is the truth there. So there is dual. I am seeker of truth, and there is truth. Initially, we have to begin this way only, because we all start as seekers, right? He is just telling us that we must know where to go. I'm seeking truth, I'm seeking truth, I'm seeking truth. We go like this. So we go, where is the truth? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? He says, that time begin to contemplate on what? That I am that non-dual. That is difficult. How can I be that Ishvara? All that is explained in detail later also. Huh? So let's not worry about that. Instruction is this one is better than duality. And who is saying this? Bhagavan Ramana, who is living that. We must attach that now. He knows he has arrived by doing that. Obviously, he can take us in the right path. He has told that from now on, that is the supreme, that is better than thinking duality. Let me go there. So, what happens? How do I correct myself? I have always to see myself or that truth in me. That truth and me are not different. Okay, I have to do this. I understand that this is what is to be done, but how can I be that? And how God is all powerful, He can do anything at His time. He has everything under His control. I have nothing under my control. I am angry, I am agitated, I am a bit confused, I don't know how to deal with people. So what are we talking about? My condition of state of mind versus Bhagavan's state of mind. Oh, is Bhagavan's state of mind who he is? Is my state of mind who I am? No. The very fact that I can see this is the condition of my mind, who I am versus the condition of mind is two different things. So I am not the state of mind. This way one has to proceed. As I said later, verse 24 and all that 25 deals with this 23, 24, 25. Bhagavan tells you. So we will come to that understanding of that. But to recognize what he says is this pure consciousness in Bhagavan, in Ishvara Tattvam, in the ultimate truth is the same as the pure consciousness in me. This is what we must. I am that pure consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi. It all arises from there. Like, for example, let us take the common example that we take ocean and water, waves. Right? If the wave has to keep meditating upon ocean, because we are all thinking like that, we are part of the whole, isn't it? So I keep saying, oh, how can I be the ocean? I'm the ocean, I'm the ocean. The ocean is so big. Ocean doesn't go anywhere. I'm every time restless. I'm rising and falling, rising and falling. Huh? But that is duality. The very fact that ocean is there, its qualities are different, versus a wave, which is there and its qualities are different. If the wave said, in essentially, I am water. Essentially, the ocean is water. What is common to both of us? That will destroy the sense of duality. Water, okay. Wave says, am I water? Yes, I am water. Is ocean water? Yes. Can I meditate on water? Yes. When you meditate on water, can you meditate? No, I am that. Oh, you agree you are water? You have entered that essence of water. Are you the ocean? Yes. Is there a difference between the ocean and the wave? No. This way proceed from duality to the non-dual self. So the entire BMI, this Puja Gurudev would say, body, mind, mental. These are all nothing but upadis. These are all because of conditionings, the gross expression of that non-dual self within, which enlivens, empowers, and enlightens, illumines the BMI, the body, mind. I am not the body, mind, and intellect. Those are simply appearances of a particular condition, like the wave which rises and falls, and depending on so many factors, whether the wave is high or not, whether it is flowing with ferociously, just moving, all of that depends on various conditions of which I am not. This way, when you reach a state, Bhagavan says, and to maintain that non-differential thought. So, all this is from verse 1, 2, 3 understood, 4 understood, 5 understood, 3, 6, 7. But it takes us maybe lifetimes to attain to this state, depending on how sincerely, how steadfastly we are progressing on this path, how seriously, how badly we want it, depends on that. Because you can always get caught up in the world and say, no, no, actually, because if it is not in your, if one is, the jiva is still not ready, this jiva will get, he will say, let me act upon the world a little more to purify myself. Do it. If that is going to take you to the state of non-differentiation, but constantly with whatever you are doing, keep purifying. Because each of us has to act out differently. Not everybody is made to go and sit in a cave and meditate. Some people are made to do that. They are not able to go out in the world and serve the world or be in society. And some people are in society well deeply rooted in that. So each equipment, now when we talk of these qualities, these are qualities of the equipment. So greater acceptance of that equipment will make it easier, conducive for us to seek our truth and instead of fighting, why is the equipment this way? Why am I this way? Why are my qualities this way? Non-acceptance of this equipment, non-acceptance of other equipments also. Because when we look at another person, why is that person this way? That will not lead us to the truth at all. It is not taking us, it is taking us away from. These are unnecessary things. When Master has told me that the essence, Guru Tattvam, Krishna Tattvam is only expressing through the other person also, then why am I not able to accept? I am not saying here that you have to get along with everyone. That because many people, because now they have to see the Ishvara Tattvam and not pay attention, Viveka Buddhi goes away there. This Vivekam has to be there. You have to know an AC for an AC. You have to know a heater for a heater. You have to know a 0 watt bulb for what it is, for what its function is. You have to know. You can't say, I saw Brahman. Therefore, to light the stadium, I bought 0 watt bulb. Because I don't see any difference between 0 watt and 100. Many seekers make this mistake also. They want to see oneness in the qualities. Oneness in qualities is not there. The very nature of quality means differentiation. You should have the Viveka Buddhi to see a red as red, blue as blue, green as green. Not that the master who has come to see oneness doesn't see color anymore. No, I saw oneness. Everything is anyway white. Why should I be bothered? This line of thinking is not right. I'm telling you all this because I face this. The master, when he's talking about the world, is very precise about it. Don't become vague. Walking the spiritual path gives you more clarity. Clarity and precision, about everything about the world also. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna, Bhagavan Ram could engage themselves in the world also in the right way. The idea is not to run away from the world and not be able to handle it. So it's not an easy task, no? We say walking the spiritual path is walking on a razor's edge. It is not this, it is not that. You have to wait. Right now, what am I talking? Laukika Vishay filled with limitations, definitions, color, quality, and let me take care of it. So there is a particular way, this leaf only, that color only, is agreeable to the master. He is not going to tell you, hey, what green, what red, let anything be anyway. When you are seeking that oneness, you must go beyond all this. The more you have come to recognize this oneness, you will see the differences outside. You will begin to appreciate the differences also. So when the Guru tells you something about the differences, you will say, why is Guru talking to me about differences when I am looking at not dual? He is not talking about oneness, he is so confusing. And then when you are agitated with the world, the Guru will say, see the oneness there. Yesterday only Guru was talking about all the differences, and now telling, see oneness. Because the mind has to be fixed. Okay? Shaken where it needs to be shaken, steady where it needs to be steady. Shaken and uprooted from wrong beliefs and concepts, rooted in the truth. So both keep working simultaneously. You can't decide you will work on one thing at a time. Because life doesn't allow that. Your life situations, you are thrown and you are in the ocean. You don't know what is coming the next. When to apply what? If the mind is purified and not distracted, these answers will come to you. And we must have faith in that principle and act according to that faith. This is the conscience that will tell you, hey, do this now. This is best for you. It might seem illogical. It might even seem wrong to the rational mind. But to be able to constantly listen to intuition, your conscience, and act according to that versus what your intellectual mind, however knowledgeable it is, will show you the path for. You may be seen as a fool in the world. You may be seen as an unsuccessful person in the world. But are you willing to drop all of that in seeking? So see, your faith, your courage, your steadfastness, your conviction, your knowledge, your wisdom about this truth, your dedication, your devotion, your honesty. These are the qualities that will be put to test like anything. And these are your points of qualifying. So are you qualified with these qualities? That is why Bhagavan Krishna also enumerates a lot of these qualities in the Gita. So are we passing those tests? That is the criteria. Usually all these qualities lead to a fall of an ego. You may have to drink in a lot of insults, a lot of poison. It won't be tasty, it won't be good. But you might have to swallow that. Pride you might have to swallow. People will call you an idiot. You will have to swallow that and walk the path. Because what are we seeking? Dissolution of the ego, concepts long held, the conditionings that are for many janmas that are holding us, for it all to go. We must, knowing the destination and understanding what the destination will give us, we must cheerfully accept this and let it not be painful. We must seek this effortlessly. We will see how further supreme devotion, Bhagavan speaks of the highest bhakti. We will see that in the next class. We'll stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.